reminises. Thank you for joining us today this afternoon. Have you been having fun out in the park? And we've been having a great time here as well. Fun things coming up in the show for you today. I brought along what I call the best of clips that my Brady mates and I are going to talk about. You know, the stuff like maybe you've heard of "Oh My Nose, My Nose," and "What Don't You Do in the House?" Exactly. Peter never listened to Mom. That was always a problem for us. But Chris Knight is here today, as is our youngest one in pearls, Susan Olsen. And I'm going to bring them out in just a minute now, a little bit later in the show. For those of you that are brave enough to try this, to learn the choreography to Sunshine Day, if you think you can handle it, I'll give you a chance to come up on stage with me and become an honorary Brady for life. All right, but first thing I want to do is to give us, show you a little bit of why we are here. We are celebrating the 40th anniversary of the first time the Bradys came to Kings Island. And Kings Island was just a baby at the time, only 2 years old, and baby, look what she looked like then. Doesn't get better than that, does it? Well, maybe Diamondback, a lot of those There are a lot of great roller coasters here, a lot of great rides. It's a great amusement park to visit and to be a part of. And without further ado, please welcome Susan Olsen. We like doing this because it gives us a chance to get together as well, although we see together fairly often. Look how many wonderful friends we have here at Kings Island.
It's just great.
It's awesome, isn't it?
It is. It is. But, you know, people in Ohio are great.
Oh boy, you sure know how to win them over.
But I mean it. I've had a lot of friends from Ohio. Fine people.
So tell us what you've been doing. What you've been doing over the last couple of months, couple of years, couple of decades.
Well, I'm a mom. I'm an artist. I have a work that helps support the animal rescue that I do. It's called The Art of Rescue by Susan Olsen, and you can find it on Facebook and see what I'm doing there. I have a radio show Monday nights on latalkradio.com. It's called Two Chicks Talking Politics. And what else? Oh, and I teach acting to kids in California.
I think you just need just one person there.
Oh, I said I'm a mom.
But you didn't tell us about Michael.
Well, he's 16.
Is that enough said?
It gets a little hard. He's got a mohawk and he's in a punk band.
Perfect. Well, I know you've been very busy, and I know she's very actively committed to the rescue of animals, and sometimes I've been over to her house to meet her 27 kittens. At the same time.
Yeah, well, I used to do foster parenting for little model babies. And then when they're weaned, when they're big enough to be spayed and neutered, that's important, then they get adopted.
Well, we have another Brady mate that is here today, and I'd like to bring him out. And now both of them are going to be helping talk about the clips and the things that are coming on in between. But let's meet him right now, Mr.
The guy that adopted 2 cats from me,
Christopher
Knight.
Knight.
Two cats that shed all over me.
You said shed, right?
I did. I might be a troublemaker, but I do that in good taste.
Chris, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Ladies.
Thank you, Cincinnati. It's been 39 years, 11 months, and 5 days since I've been to Kings Island and Cincinnati, and I can see that it's grown up.
Yes.
Thank you for the warm welcome.
This is your first time back in Ohio since we filmed the Cincinnati Kids?
I have missed landing here.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, see what you're missing? Don't wait
I do.
around so long. Forget.
I won't.
So, Mr. Fair Brady, some of you know what I'm referring to. But what else?
It's my very own sort of life of pi journey.
Yes.
Okay? Living with a very wild, beautiful, slightly dangerous animal.
There are a lot of people that don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I won't go
What are
any
the big
further.
cats?
My ex-wife.
He married America's Next Top Model. It's all right. There was just a 26-year age difference. They went on Dr. Phil to work it out. Dr. Phil thought his wife was his daughter, and anyway, it didn't turn out to. It's over now.
She didn't appreciate when you grounded her, right?
And the dynamic begins. Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell us?
Dr. Phil thought I was wrong.
Really?
That you were wrong?
That's all he said.
Oh, about getting married?
No, about the whole thing, anything. Just found out he's just a,
He likes girls.
obviously. So where are we going with this?
I just want
Just
to
made a
let
left
you
turn
get a sense of what you've been doing and what
I've
you're
been,
doing
you know,
now.
I keep two lives.
In and out of show business.
Right. When I came back into show business from having left it behind, being in the high-tech industry in 2001, I decided I'd come back into the entertainment industry without giving up the business life that I'd also been living. So now I've been sort of living in two different worlds. Just recently started a furniture brand, writing my autobiography, which is sort of being a Brady, which is very all-American, and then being from a family who's very much not the Brady Bunch. So that's sort of
Whose
my
family
juxtaposition.
is like the
I was
Brady Bunch?
being in show business helped me, which is an odd thing, and having them as my brothers and sisters sort of was a good thing, actually, as it turns out.
But a lot of people experience that. I've even heard from psychiatrists who have used our show in.
No, what I'm saying is I
therapy for
don't
kids.
think a parent should allow their kid to go into show business to find health.
No.
You know,
I think
it's
it's
normally
better
where you
to
go
just watch the
sideways,
Brady
but in my
Bunch.
case it helped.
But the people that watch the Brady Bunch have been helpful.
Barry's getting bored, Susan.
Okay.
I just want to give the audience something else to do. And you know what I'd like to do is I'd like to involve you a little bit. Let me start it out this way by explaining that our show almost never made it onto television. And the reason was the network felt that our show premise was too complicated and would require a full episode every week just to explain all these kids got to living together in the same house. So our creator went into the hallway during this meeting and he wrote down the words to our theme song. And he came back and he waved a piece of paper at the executives and he said, look, I can explain this show and what it's about with the opening credits. Here's the story. So if you remember it, I'd like to show it and I'd like to hear all of us sing it. Here's the theme song that got us on television.
Here's the story of a lucky lady who was bringing up three very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold, like their mother, the youngest one in curls. Here's the story.
I can't hear you.
Who was
Busy with three boys and son.
They were four men living all together, yet they were all of us. Till the one day when the lady met the Stella,
knew that it was much more than a hobby. That this group was somehow for the family.